Well, here I'm on the ECR stand with Mike Whitlow and Nick Tulloch, COO, CEO of ECR Minerals. Thank you very much for doing my job, because you are sat in the middle there. But it's good to be meeting you in person, both of you, for the first time. How's it been today?
Yeah, it's been fantastic. We've had a great day. We came down here sort of last minute in some respects. We found out that we'd participated to attend the show a couple of weeks ago, and it's been fantastic. You know, we've met a real diverse group of people, and it's been a busy day. And I think, you know, a lot of the feedback from other exhibitors has been that the footfall's increased since last year. So
okay, good. Well, you've got we're winding down, aren't we now? There's not many people left. All the booths have sort of vacated. I know there's some sort of socialising going on. I'll be enjoying one of them in a moment as well. But let's just talk about some of the projects then. So Creswick, for example, that's quite a big focus, isn't it, at the moment? You want to go back and drill it at some point, do you?
We do. We announced a little while back that we are going to return to Victoria as an expression that we've been using with shareholders. Creswick is the drill target. We're expecting that to take place in the coming weeks, and we'll certainly make an announcement as and when we have the drill on site and we're ready to go. It's a key part of our list of prospects in our portfolio. There's obviously been activity there in the past, both by us and also by, I suppose, former owners or former participants. The data we've got suggests there are 2 or 3 quite interesting prospects to drill, and as and when we get the drill on site and we're ready to go, we'll be giving a bit more information as to what the plans are.
Okay. Have you already identified targets, or is that something, again, we have to sort of wait for?
We've got some pretty good ideas. I think there's a little bit more work to be done just to absolutely identify the precise locations. Remember, this is all about precise locations. But in terms of historic discoveries and historic activity, there are sort of 2 or 3 fairly obvious places within the property that make sense.
Okay, so you're working on the plans sort of as we speak, are you?
I think, we're in a situation where we've taken the company on. We've got some interesting developments up in Queensland. Adam and his team have been out there working particularly hard. We've pegged some new ground at Condaparinga, and we're moving into a stage where the assets up in Queensland will get down to the target generation stage, and we'll look at vectoring in and ranking those targets and moving that asset forward. But a lot of money came into the company, a lot of money was raised to develop the assets within the portfolio in Victoria. A lot of work's been done historically. We know that there's a lot of activity and a lot of positive connotations coming from some of our peers, neighbours and counterparties in Victoria. We've got a lot of data. That data's been, scrutinised by our technical team, and we believe we can go out there and get in the field with our current budget and get some drilling done. And we've had some great results from Lulworth. It's been particularly disappointing in some respects that the market's not give it fair recognition, and we understand that the thing that people want to see is they want to see the drill going into the ground. They want to feel that they're invested in something and they're bringing the project to life, and that's what Victoria offers us. So in the not too distant future, we hope to be out there. It would be remiss of us to give too much guidance, because you get punished if you disappoint. But Nick and I give a commitment at the beginning of our appointments to the board that we would accelerate the business, and we believe that's what we're doing right now.
Okay, great. So of course we can await the sort of the drilling news, let's say, on Creswick, and hopefully in the next few weeks, as you said. Lulworth, any plans to get back there and do some exploration work?
Well, a lot of the field work in Queensland will come to an end in the next few days or weeks as the wet season starts. It just becomes impractical to be working on the ground there. Still a fair bit of desktop work to be done, and we've got some soil sampling that we're still waiting for results from the lab. So there will be a bit more news flow on Lulworth, but in terms of actually new field work, there'll be a short hiatus just due to weather over the next couple of months. But I mean, Lulworth generally has been terrific for us over the last few weeks. That we've only been in the post for about 10 weeks, and the news flow that I'm sure investors have looked at has been increasingly positive in terms of just extending what we think is the opportunity in that site. So I think we sort of keenly await those results, and that will hopefully validate a little bit more about what we think.
And how are you both feeling about the future prospects of ECR Minerals? I mean, Nick, you're more of a, let's say, seasoned in the PLC. This is your first foray into this role. I mean, how are you feeling?
PLC world's a slightly different animal, but I think, I've been around long enough and seen enough to kind of hope to know how we need to behave here. And, we've had some great meetings today with what have been some difficult customers of mine in the past, and I think a lot of people have recognised in a depressed market, in a tough environment, it's now time to, come together, work together, and try and find a way to come out of this. And that's really my approach. It's about maintaining a professionalism that's required to fulfil the role and the job for as long as that may be. If I'm unable to perform, I'm happy to step aside. But right now, I think we're making great progress, and hopefully you feel the same way.
I think so. I think it's been a good first 10 weeks. We used to say in the first few weeks we're still learning the business and learning what we've got. I mean, we're well through that stage just now. And we know there's a job to be done. There's a fair bit of tightening up with the operations. There's a little bit of cost saving. There's a reconnection with investors. I'm pretty pleased with what we've achieved so far. But Mike's right. What investors want to see is they want to see the drill in the ground. They want to see results. And that's how we'll be tested. So I think we're sort of coming into the phase now where we are really accelerating the operations. In the next few weeks and months, should start to demonstrate to investors what the
I think it's important at this point just to reiterate a conversation we had quite early on when you interviewed me on one of the Stockbox podcasts, and that is, we know what investors want. We've got an advantage because of the mileage that's on both Nick's clock and my own. We know what investors want. We're trying to deliver that as fast as we possibly can. And, we're bound by market rules, we're bound by regulation, we're bound by geology, but we can only move things forward at a certain pace, but we're pushing it as hard as we possibly can to get the most from it. And I believe that's where plenty of companies fall over. They're bumbling along, taking a salary, doing things at a pace which suits them. And Nick and I have came in, 90% of our remuneration is based by a share payment. We have to deliver, we have to perform. We know what investors need and we know what they want, and we hope to give it to them. But the geology and the decision was made thousands of years before us, and we can't give any guarantees other than we'll give you a bang for our buck.
Well, there we go. Thank you very much. You're entering that test period, as you said. Thank you very much for your time today. Nick Tulloch and Mike Whitlow, ECR Minerals.
Thanks, Mark.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programmes at stockboxmedia.com. Thank you for watching.